Well, now let's pathologically give you this. Okay, we have to look at what the stories are on the various newspapers, front and back pages. They've been summarized on the news portal myjoyonline.com, and we'll start with the Daily Guide.
The Daily Guide newspaper today, you'd find raid on NPP offices. Rented boys paid 50 Ghana cedis. So the young men who were hired as a backup group in the raiding of the New Patriotic Party headquarters on Monday received, according to the Daily Guide, 50 Ghana cedis each from the organizers.
I saw some members of the NPP said those people were, some of them were soldiers. But you know, the Ghana Armed Forces has come out with a statement and he banned that.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess you have to read the details of this to get the background.
We have something
exactly
on the NDC as well.
Name running mates. NDC tells Mahama, and the National Democratic Congress has asked President John Mahama to name a running mate for the 2016 general elections before the close of 2015. When you say the National Democratic Congress has asked President John Mahama, you're talking about the party itself. I haven't had a call by the party. There was a press conference yesterday. This was not one of the things they said.
That's a Daily Guide.
That's a Daily Guide report.
All right, so we have the front page of the Finder. It says there's a row over Dumsor Moavi. I don't know whether this is because of the blame game that is ongoing between the Power Ministry and the Ghana Gas Company.
I want to believe so. Definitely, that's what it is. We're all in danger if the VRA, Power Minister, Ghana Gas are in some sort of blame game. And the Finder says that the Ghana National Gas Company has refuted claims by the Power Ministry that it is responsible for the shutdown of thermal plants in the Takoradi Power Enclave, resulting in the loss of up to 650 megawatts of power that is generated from up to some 115 million standard cubic feet of gas per day from Ghana Gas. But listen, they can be in this tussle. Who is telling us the truth, who is not, we may never know. What we do know is that the situation has worsened. But here's my problem, Roland. Why would Power Ministry even wait for us to be experiencing what we're experiencing before issuing a press statement? Shouldn't they have told us before the shutdown, whatever it is?
That's a question that I guess we all need to be answering and asking ourselves, because preempting the subject and also communicating adequately to your customers or to the general public is the best way to go about it. I guess they also tend to understand what you're going through and all, and they tend to also empathize with you.
But it's not fair when we always put the blame on the electricity company. I mean, if you look at the heap of insults some of their workers have received, some people have even received beatings. But to think that the people at the top, which is the VRA, Power, Ghana Gas, I mean, all these people are the ones who are, you know, who are not connected well. Because electricity, they are only giving us what they have. You know?
And they can only give us what they have, really.
So, just before we move on, Roland, Ghana Gas is under which of the ministries? Is it petroleum?
Ghana Gas will be under the Energy Ministry.
Okay. Do I take it on a broader picture? But this tussle really is Energy Ministry against Power Ministry. We're only using Ghana Gas and Power.
I think that's sort of logic and algebra. I'm not in. Power
is not Ghana Gas's co-equal. It will be Energy and Power, man.
Yeah, I get your point. I get your point. 350 workers demand 6-month salary arrears, and apparently over 350 ex-workers of the now defunct Better Ghana Management Service Limited are demanding the payment of 612,000 year old them salary arrears. And Mahama giving timeline to select running mate, and the National Executive of the National Democratic Congress is also urging the President John Dramani Mahama to select a running mate before the 2016 election. Okay,
so did I not hear the details of the press conference, right? Because this is in the Finder.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure maybe the story is coming from one source. And, you know, for normal marketing communication, you can just make sure you do the links very well. It's about lobbying and trying to do placement.
Fred, take us out. We're going to the BNFT next.
So we have BNFT and Mamavi. We're talking about our revenue going down by some percentage points.
Yeah, obviously because the price on the market. I'm just thinking, but the story says that Ghana's share of oil revenue for the export of crude oil from the Jubilee field has so far this year gone down by about 56.2% on year-on-year basis, due mainly to the supply gluts in the crude oil market. Yeah.
2016 budget uninspiring, IFS declares, and apparently The Institute for Fiscal Studies, that is the latest think tank on the block, IFS, they have described the 2016 budgets presented by the Finance Minister to Parliament a fortnight ago as uninspiring and failing to tackle fundamental challenges of the economy. And we have tourism fund inflows hit $50 million. Only $50 million? People make billions out of it, I guess. Minister for Tourism and Creative Arts, Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare, has indicated that her outfit will be seeking government support for funds to shore up the Tourism Development Fund, which has accrued only 15 million Ghana cedis since its inception in 2012.
All right. So that will be it for some of the newspapers that we can review for you in terms of the headlines as captured by myjoyonline.com. Let's go to the website proper and share some of the stories with you. Tanzania scraps Independence Day celebration. Guess what? In place of this, you would love it for a clean-up exercise.
You say?
Yeah.
Don't worry. If you come to Ghana, we do a lot more clean-up exercises.
But, you know, the president said that on Independence Days, they spend so much money, but if the place is unclean, what are you celebrating? So they should clean the country instead of do the Independence Day celebration.
It's just a way of celebrating independence as well.
Yeah.
Trying to put a lot more good use to the day. And I feel that it's a lot more lesson that we can also be learning in other African countries. Trying to dedicate a certain day to a certain way.
We've dedicated a certain day, but where has it gotten us?
Yeah, but it's all got to do with our attitudes.
Yeah?
Yes,
okay. So let's move on. Let's check out this. Actor Kojo Datsun lashes out at treatment of veteran actors. We get to another story here. Okay, so Alliance for Affordable Internet to hold forum on affordable internet. There's a certain story I want to get to and review for you. Ghana has exposes this disingenuous power ministry as dooms or worsens. Okay, that's the fight that still continues. Please go down. There's a certain story I want to share. Mahama must sack Kwabena Donko if deadline to end doom so eludes. Okay, let's still go down. Let me see if I can pull that story. Kill any intruders at NPP headquarters. Amwakutufo. Kindly click on this. I listened to him. And I was amazed yesterday on Ekosise on
He said that?
FM. He said that in my ears.
I didn't
in
hear.
my ears.
Wow.
Let's open it up and let me share a bit of it for you. Yeah. So a founding member of the New Patriotic Party has warned security personnel at their party's headquarters to deal ruthlessly with anyone who attempts to enter the party headquarters with the intention of stealing
and
or
we allowed him to
party
say that?
property. Dr. Amwakutufo says the recent raid at the party's headquarters shows that the NPP in particular and Ghanaians in general are not safe. The NPP will not sit aloof and allow a repeat of the Monday dawn incident. Well, this is even very generous to him. I think it would be nice putting this particular story together. Because I heard him say, okay, I'm not sure I'm quoting him right, but in Chi, Munkuno, I mean, if somebody comes there to steal, they should kill the person. That's what he said. But this, though, is not the story I wanted to share. Let's go back to My Joy Online. But otherwise, let's move on to City FM. We'll put that story on My Joy Online and share it in a bit for you. City FM Online, don't abandon NDC. Asediun Katia begs defeated MPs. Invite military command over NPP office raid. Cabo saying to the police, Anthony Cabo, that's a deputy communications director of the NPP. 92% of sexual assault victims don't report to the police. Power Ministry lied. Karen Dumso, not our fault. The battle continues, I guess. Okay, let's check out the BBC. And our interest will be on the Africa pages. This blast hit state security bus in Tunis. An explosion hit a bus carrying presidential guards in Tunisia capital. Tunis killing at least 12 people, sparking a state of emergency. Very sad situation there. Okay, so that's the story. Tanzania scraps Independence Day. Nigeria cancels top female fashion show. Okay, well, see, these are among some of the stories that you'll find here on the Africa page. But okay, let's go back to My Joy Online. Let's just see if I can find my story. Okay, let's go down and keep looking, and then hopefully we'll see it. If we don't, we'll bring it to you later.
On what page is
This
it?
is the AM show, by the way. I can't remember. Here's Bright Briweniase. That's where you are. I don't know, where is that? Saying good morning. I thank God for another day. Thank you, Bright, for linking up. All right. So you remember I asked people to share their experiences if you feel you've been violated in any way. We got a message from Grace, who is from New Takrady. At least that's where you are now, in New Takrady. Says, happy day to all women. When I am not ready for sex and my husband physically forces me and have his way with me, I feel violated. Any help? Grace, you're asking. Fortunately, we've got the gender minister joining us, so that's one of the things that I would run across her. Good morning, Mama V and Roland. I like your combination, but violence against women must stop now, because women are very important in every society. By Bashiru Bapagu from Tumu, sending us that message. Who is the running mate of the NDC? Asembe Badebi. That's a message that we got as well. This one says, Mama V, good morning to you and Roland. Since it's 1 out of 3, please kindly tell us your experience. This is Dan. Was so Enima asking me to share my experience. I'm thinking, join me on my banner. More experiences to be shared, I promise you. On my banner, we all have experienced it one way or the other. Sometimes it's things that people say to you, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got an experience to share. This one says, good morning. What is happening in CAGD? What would be that?
Controller and accountant.
Okay, so, all right, I think so. Mama V, can you ask on the nurses' behalf when our salary arrears will be paid? Majority are paid, but some of us are still not paid. So that's the Controller and Accountant General Department. What's happening to the nurses' salaries? Okay, that's on my mind. Thank you for the message. This one says, using coal to generate power is not the best idea, since it would lead to carbon emission, hence affecting rainfall parting. It's from Awal in Tamale.
That's good. He's well informed.
Yeah. The IMF, okay. All right. So you think that the details of that IMF story is kind of confusing. Mama V, you look great this morning. Oh, I won't say that. Roland won't find it amusing. Okay, so this one says, good morning, Roland and Mama V. Today is the best AM show among your recent shows. You reported on education, water and sanitation, economy, energy, instead of talking about MPP and NDC, which will not put food on the table of an ordinary Ghanaian. Okay, and unemployed university graduates, and all in from Mahama. All you need from Mahama is a job, and not the questions to ask the government. Okay, all right. Someone from Wale sent in that message. Very critical, but we like it. Joy News, no size. Okay, Mama, you look pretty. Thank you very much for the message. Roland doesn't like it when you say nice things.
Oh, no, I do love it. I do love it. There's nothing wrong. But you're beautiful, so it's always good.
Say that again. Say that again.
You're beautiful. And it's always good when you are good at your job too. So.
Okay. All right. So we have to, make way for sports right now. I'll pull my story. Don't worry, and I'll share it with you.
If it comes.
More of your messages.
I think I know the story, but we're making sure that it doesn't appear.
Okay. Just before Benedict comes in, I think I can. Do I have your permission, Fred, to read a lot more messages just before we go? Mama V, I think. You didn't listen attentively when General Mosquito was addressing the press. You're laughing. He really put that demand across to the president. Okay, I hear. Gladstone, thank you very much for reminding me. I'm not sure I listened to everything. I was just listening to the news reports, really. Okay, please kindly tell the Minister for Gender that although she's doing so well, rather practicing gender monoculture. I'm not sure I get this. But maybe I'll take my time and read it. My sister, I've been trying to ask this question. Why is it that nobody seems to be talking about the maltreatment meted out to men by women? It is always women, and women. My sister, greater number of men are suffering in the hands of Creole and callous women in the world. Please, let's save them too. Bambakia Samed from Fombisi.
Okay, Bambakia, but the truth is, majority of women are within the group of being the most violated. So that is why the focus is on them. And because as a society we're very much chauvinistic, we have males who are very much in their minds thinking psychologically they're more superior to women. That is why we as a world will always have to talk about some of the abnormalities that we have.
Yeah. But you're free to share your experience with us.
Opinions.
Yes.
The 1992 Constitution grants you that. Freedom of speech.
All right, we'll make way for Benedict Owusu-Dankwa now. He's got the AM Sport. Stay with us. When we come back, we still have a lot of your messages to share. Keep them coming through.
I'll be right back.